The show is about to start with lots of stories by Boo and a bit of heart. When it comes to Joanne, no, you won't find no faults. But if you mess with the Boo, you might get the shouts. It's time for morning. It's morning with Bill and Joe. It's time for morning. It's gonna be a heck of a show. It's Bill and Joe. It's
whoops, we're almost starting that again. Hello, everyone. How do I get this off now? Damn it.
Ooh, language.
How do I get this to leave the screen? Guys, look at me trying to do all the media live allegedly, says Derek. Derek, how dare you?
In real time. When was the last time I felt live? I see. Okay, well, what I do see is the comments now.
Yeah.
Which I didn't before. It's just a big old white block, though, huh?
Okay, so there. But now, how do I get this off of my screen? I might have to do this. There we go. That did it.
Really? Pushing that sound effect actually got away with that big, angry, white, almost racist white block.
I know. I think I just needed to, I don't know, click on something else. But there you are. Hi, everyone. We are starting just a touch late because I might have not linked the YouTube. So no one was watching.
You know I'm not going to blame you because I contribute nothing to any of the tech. A little birdie told me, and that would have been a bird-like human, you, before the show, that you were at a very strange, although it seemingly appropriate to tax day. Ugh. Honestly, my stomach kind of rolls over a little bit just saying that phrase. Some sort of paper shredding thing today.
No, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, gotcha. Oh, even more appropriate.
Today I was preparing for the paper shredding day.
Right.
So I am off of work this week. I will a little later explain what my current job is, which is such a good fit for me. But I have the week off, so I decided that this would be spring cleaning week. And everyone missed this gold earlier. Bill was saying, so just cleaning. And spring cleaning means deep cleaning. And so I have a file cabinet in this room that is just full of papers that I have held on to from like all of my apartments.
Right.
And it's back in the day when like banks would send you paper statements and I would get everything with all of my personal information on it printed. And I then like don't know what to do with it. So finally, I sorted through all of that. I had some stuff from 2015. We're going to get rid of it. So there is in my community a big event tomorrow to shred paper. So that's what we'll be doing.
Is it? And again, we were worried that this perhaps could just be a very not even that well thought out scam to get all of your personal information going back to 2015, or a really nice thing to do for the public. We're not.
Yeah, I don't know if we are like inserting our own papers into an industrial shredder or if we drop them off. I kind of want to see my stuff get shredded.
Yeah. I would think that that's going to be the request from most people.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Wow. Like that's the whole point. But we'll see.
Some research for you. Did you find anything nostalgic aside from tax returns and bank stuff, anything like that?
Oh, gosh.
Did you find a report card from 10th grade?
No, I found a few old restraining orders. That was great. Lots of old headshots, which goodness. I'm not shredding those. I'm just throwing them away. If someone wants to visit my website, they're more than welcome to. If they pick up that headshot out of the trash, what are they going to give me a job? Please.
I wonder what your garbage person's going to think of this person that's just throwing away mounds and mounds. They probably think that it's the dude who dated you that's throwing away all these pictures because he just broke up with you.
Yeah, maybe. Although that headshots would be a weird picture for a significant other to have.
I assume he kept the restraining orders just for legal reasons.
For posterity, of course.
And posterity.
Oh, you know what I did find? I found nestled into my old tax papers my first jury duty paper that proved I served.
Oh, sure.
So last year, when I was only at the 5 year mark and I technically didn't have to be called again, I think it's like 6 years, I couldn't find that paper. So I had to go back to jury duty early. So there you go, folks. Just be organized. It's better for
How do they
everyone.
not have that though? That scares me again. Between your tax talk and jury duty things, like that it's the 21st century. How do they not know this? Like that's really concerning.
Yeah, again, it's just like tax day tomorrow. You're telling me there's a specific number I owe. You can't just tell me ahead of time so I know what to pay.
Ugh.
It's all
Yeah,
a
yeah,
scam.
yeah. Yeah, it is. But at the very least, you're hydrated. Well, what else you been up to?
Um, well, I will let
Oh yeah,
everyone
let's
know.
hear about your job.
Okay, so I work for a company that does hosting. So I host corporate volunteering events. So let's say you work for Morgan Stanley and they have a really big corporate social responsibility initiative, which apparently most of these places do. They're like, we have a lot of money and we want our employees to feel like they're giving back and we'll match those giving back things,
This is
whatever.
more of a
So they
scam than the paper shredding.
they plan events for their employees to participate in that gives back to the community. And I am the host who facilitates that event through this third party company. So they essentially
Interesting.
have a contract with them. And we bring, from Boys and Girls Club or Ronald McDonald House or whatever, and we come into your workspace and work with your employees on an activity to either create science kits or gardening kits or whatever it might be that's going to go to students in the area.
I've been working on a science kit. Maybe you could proofread it for me, just for fun,
Oh,
for funsies.
yeah, again, I said facilitate the activity. That does not mean I am an expert.
Well, maybe you could facilitate it for me.
I mean, if you pay me $75 an hour.
Can't hear you. Can you do the
Oh,
mic?
okay.
Yeah. Well, that's congratulations. I'm hoping that sounds actually
But
relatively lucrative.
also, I already won an award at work. I won the Outstanding Debut Award
How is
for
that?
a
How is
new
it
hire.
possible for you to have won anything if you haven't started yet?
No, I did 3 events,
Oh
and I won
wow!
this award for my professionalism, my, going above and beyond. I had to run to FedEx one day to get some stuff printed out. Look at me.
I wow. So you got an award for FedExing.
Yeah. You also have a dog behind you? What's going on?
Perhaps, perhaps. I myself am doing a lot of charity work. Some of it involves
Yeah, yeah.
animals.
Tell us about that or what you can tell us.
Oh, well, that part's actually real. That wasn't charity work. That was just where I was.
Mm.
I can say a little bit in the sense that you're not supposed to talk about such things as far as the person involved is concerned. That person has, of course, discussed this on Facebook, but just overall, I don't, especially some of my anecdotes. I won't even say where I was at, but I will say that it is where Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York all combine
Mm.
with a side order of meth.
Huh.
One of those areas. And
Cool.
that has something to do with the. I was visiting someone that's taking a little 28-day break, if you catch my meaning.
Okay.
And this facility and this area, as I was bitching to you this weekend, you're welcome because I figured you wanted updates. Very difficult to traverse. It is a. I don't think that all rehabs have to be so far off the grid. This one is, and there were no taxis, there were no Ubers. When I finally would get a hold of someone that sort of offered a delivery system, that I learned he only just does for old and infirm people, and there were a lot of them. Because as he told me, listen, man, I got the cars. No one wants to work anymore. I don't know what to tell you. No one wants to work. And that's my
Yeah.
tri-state accent, by the way. Uh,
You didn't learn from the days though working at Fox News Channel. Like there is such a thing as a car service. It is a company and you schedule rides ahead of time.
I found a livery company It's really just one guy that kind of does that. But again, this is not a populated area either. Lots of land and cows, more cows than I would
Is
say
there a
people.
McDonald's nearby?
I saw McDonald's.
Okay, so it's populated.
Well, I'll go. I'm a little all over the place, but my final night last night, I was walking 2 miles back. Again, no real cars from my at least very cheap bed and breakfast to when I was allowed to visit my friend. You only get 4 hours. You can't leave the lobby area, and they will not let you have a cell phone. So I got an exception. They held on to my cell phone because I didn't have a car. Usually, you just leave them in there, but they weren't very happy about that. But I was just sort of like, well, now what am I going to do? And the Wi-Fi was a little touch and go at my place. But as I was going back, there was this giant golf club that was sort of like open to the public, and within it was a what looked to be a charming looking bar. I go in, and it was trivia night, and so I
Oh.
decided, well, this is what I'm doing. Even though I asked the guy, I'm like, "Is this really going to be 2 hours?" He's like, "Yeah, maybe a little more." And I didn't think I'd last that long, but I was. I sometimes forget that I have a competitive streak in me, as you do too, Joe. And I was on the edge of my seat for all of it, and it was touch and go, but for a bit I was killing
Were
everyone,
you
and I
on
was
a
a
team of one?
team, or was I on a team of WON?
Well, no, just like, did someone take pity on you and let you join their team?
No,
Okay.
I was a bunch of tables and just me, and I was against all these other teams, 6 or 7 of them. And I came in second. And the team that
Wow.
was celebrating, I kept yelling out, "I'm a team of one," exactly as you said.
Yeah,
And they're like, "Yeah, well, you should have joined us then." And I kept asking the judge to check their Google searches on their phone because I wasn't trusting it. And then they're like,
sure.
"Yeah, well, we know you didn't do your phone." And I said, "Well, it's actually being charged at the bar right now." I was just laying out fucking
Yeah,
slayers left
I'm
and right.
sure you were a delight. I bet you every patron in that bar was like, I hope this guy's here every trivia night.
That is an even better start area accent. Well, Joe, you tell me because this was the glass that the bartender gave me that I didn't notice until I was halfway done with it. See if you can read that there.
Why did you take the glass?
I asked her this time. I did not steal it.
Okay, it says
Um,
I have a small wiener.
yes. Wait, what? I'm just surprised you have a wiener. Um,
Of course I do. Of course I have a dick.
I didn't
I
think it was
have
that
the
obvious.
biggest balls between the two of us, okay?
Hey, did you hear the whole trivia story? Um, well, apparently it is. I'm getting this wrong because let's face it, it wasn't just beer I was having at that bar. Went into the whiskey when things were getting tense. It's the local. But I'm next time if I go again, I might check out their brewery, the One Family Brewing Company. This is apparently an IPA or something. I don't know how well it's doing. I can see people buying this just for a gag, but is that how you really get repeat customers? But she
Yeah.
did think it was funny that she was giving it to me. But yes, it is a local brewery.
What type of beer is it, though, that they brew?
I didn't have it. Like they have those glasses, but I just had a
You didn't
local beer
ask
that.
the right questions.
Well, you're right. I was focused on the game at hand.
Okay,
Um,
fair.
Thanks to Andrew Howard, there's a lot of them where the question goes, and then if you do it the first time, it's 10 points, and then if he gives you another hint, it's five
Oh,
points. And the first one, it was this obscure two plays that this great Welsh actor did, and his mentor was another Welsh actor by God, oh Dick, Liz and Dick. What's Dick's last name? I'm having a brain fart. The
Cheney.
actor, no, the actor, the Welsh actor, Richard
I
Burton.
don't know.
Sorry, but he said Richard Burton, so that was a tell. I'm like, well, listen, there's not that. There's a lot of there's some very well known Welsh actors, but there's not. It's a small country, and our own Andrew Howard is Welsh, so we would talk about Welsh actors a lot. And I'm like, tell you what, if it was a mentor of him, I can only think of one guy where that age group fits, and I was really behind at that point, and I wrote down Anthony goddamn Hopkins and put it on. And the guy, I think he thought I was cheating. He was really sweet. The guy that was the MC of it, he goes, "What?" And I'm like, feeling pretty proud of myself. I'm the only one that goes up with the first question to do it. And he's like, "What?" And then he looks at it, and I'm like, "Yep, I got it." And everyone else was very surprised. And again, probably thought I was cheating, but we just
Okay,
have the right friends, Joe.
I have a brilliant idea for a movie. Slumdog Millionaire, except it's Bill at trivia night. And we see
Find me
all the
those.
scenarios that help you answer
Oh
these
yes.
trivia questions. We cut to you in Palm Springs, and there's Andrew Howard, and you're sitting at the pool, and he's telling whatever stories. And then flash forward, you're at this bar, and you know the answer. I feel like it would be a little less exciting, but still.
Well, I'll tell you, maybe if it's one of those posh bars with a big payday. Well, the team that won, I don't even know what they won. Maybe a couple free drinks. I didn't get anything. Although, didn't I? I think I was the
Sure.
real winner.
I want to
Um,
know about the type of people there, because I'm always
yes,
so
good question.
not shocked, but like fascinated by when I go back to like my hometown, and I'll go to the local whatever, and the people you see that are out, and like these people go every Tuesday.
Yes.
And granted, we have some of that in New York City, but it's also like a mix of tourists, and sometimes you don't know who a local is or whatever. Like everyone there is a local. So like what was the vibe?
The vibe was very much everyone staring at me because
Yeah,
everyone there was Norm. Okay, everybody knew
funny.
everyone's name when they were coming in. They were saying their name as they were coming in,
Yeah.
and also it's like this long road. You don't even see it from the road because it's next to the golf course. You just see a sign, but it's like a quarter of a mile for me to walk to get to the bar just when I get
Oh,
into that thing. And it was, I would say the median age was probably about 60. There
okay.
were two teams of people that were younger than me, one of which was the one that won, surprisingly. But they had a lot of people at their table. And I sat next to a lovely couple the guy had designed the place, the bar we were at, his company did. He's a contractor, and his wife. And so we would commiserate with each other after we turned in our answers and see whether or not we were right or not. And then another group of couples. There was two other groups of couples that were about my age. Uh, you're probably not gonna be too surprised. Very Caucasian. I
Yeah.
don't recall a lot of color there aside from my amazing quick answers. That those were colorful, but it was not a rainbow
Yeah.
with either sexuality or races.
Interesting. Did they have TVs, and what were on the TVs?
Yes, in golf.
Oh, right, it was the Masters.
Yeah, it was right next to the well, and also there's a golf club, and yeah, so everyone there was talking a lot of golf in between rounds and stuff like that. 4 rounds. I'm sorry, 2 rounds, but like, well, yeah, I guess like four different topics and subjects and stuff like that. But like, I got real close, man, and I just was so happy, so ready to lord it over everyone there that one guy beat their teams, and ugh, I'm still thinking about it. But as for the facility, I'll give you a couple quick rules. No
Also,
vibrate.
try to speak louder, Bill, if you can.
Sorry. No. To come in, there's the obvious stuff. Obviously, there's no contraband. They search everything. You can't have anything political. So you can have a political book, but you can't have the cover. You can't put anything political up on the wall.
Huh.
You cannot wear a half tee or show arms. This is not a religious facility because they have now separated the men and the women where they will do activities together, but they're on different floors.
Okay.
At one point, you can only there's cameras everywhere. The person I visited likened it a little bit to the Hunger Games as far as the hikes are concerned. You're assuming there's cameras on every tree, right? But apparently there are places where you can sneak off. At one point, two people who had been there for a bit did. That girl ended up getting pregnant and sued the place, ongoing as well. And I was saying, and you've got more of a legal mind than me. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. On the surface, that sounds like a ridiculous lawsuit. But if they also confiscate vibrators, my friend learned this the hard way,
Okay.
and I'm thinking if they also and like the whole point is obviously you're not supposed to hook up with the other people there,
Yeah.
and I don't really. I think that the reasons behind that while I understand them, these are adults and this isn't jail. And even jails have conjugal visits. But they're very adamant about that. I think once it's like a two-strike thing. Once if you get caught doing anything, you're very much like, you know, any strike after that, you're kind of done. but that's why there's no sleeves and stuff like that. You can wear them in the gym, but that's about it. Can't wear anything too flashy. And the no vibrator thing, yes. And but if they're not like, say they confiscate and you had condoms, right? And so they take those, and then you could say like, well, one thing led to the other. Yeah, I guess you didn't have to do it in the woods, and because you took my condoms, maybe there is
Yeah.
merit to that lawsuit,
I'm
huh?
typically not a fan of abstinence only programs, but you know,
I honestly think you would be.
I think a lot of, sex is also an addiction for some people.
Sure. But this
And
is that was her. She said that too. But she's like, they'll take away anything gambling related,
yeah.
which I don't know what that would necessarily be if you don't also
Wait,
have
wait, wait.
phones.
Are you saying I would not be allowed to watch my penny slot
You
videos?
wouldn't be allowed to watch your penny slots. Yes.
Oh my God. I hope I never develop a drug problem so that I never have to quit and not watch my videos.
I just can't picture your eyes getting any bigger. So that would be really weird for me to see you on the kind of drugs that a lot of people were on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with the politics thing, I think that's makes a little sense. You don't want too much. I mean, you're allowed to talk about it if it comes up and stuff, but they certainly just would rather
Yeah,
you did
well,
it.
it's just you're held there. You
Yes,
can't escape. You're at a
yes.
cocktail party and someone's talking politics. You're like, I'm going to go shit my pants. I got to find a bathroom. And you can just leave. But here you
Possibly
can't.
up. Here's what you're not gonna like. I'm sure everything else you love is about 4 people per room. The person I was visiting right there was
Oh, you have to
you
share?
got to share a room. You can come up with reasons, sometimes mental, whatever. And also, a lot of it sometimes can be luck of the draw where you can get a single. There are obviously ways that you can do that.
Yeah.
My friend was not in that situation, although 2 beds were not being used currently, so she was lucky enough to just have the two with her and another girl in there. I met her; she
Yeah.
was very nice.
Yeah, okay. So, note to self, if I'm going to become addicted to drugs, hide my laptop that has all my penny slot videos on it. And two, I'm holding three fingers. Two, be really super rich. Because I feel like that's a good way to
Yes,
get your own room.
be super rich. Hide sex toys.
Mm.
And no politics, and you're so political.
I really
You
am.
really are. There's a couple other ones that really raised my eyebrow a little bit, but again, I'm not an expert on all things wellness.
You're not?
Really condescending today.
Can't believe I've been, following you for so many years.
Um, uh, well, oh, and God, very. And this is probably no surprise either. Very little downtime. You have a very regimented and scheduled thing from the beginning till the end of
Yeah.
the day. You got really, I think it's like an hour tops free
Yeah.
time. Um, they don't want you to, which I get. You can't really, but there's a lot of classes and stuff like that involving like Tai Chi or
Yeah.
hot yoga or stuff like that, where you are alone with your thoughts. And I guess you got to learn how to do that. Um, but but you have to be you can stay awake after 11, but they do offer it's a very med friendly place, so they do have lots of medications to help you sleep, that kind of thing. And
Hmm.
that sort of surprised me. There's anti-anxiety drugs available, that kind of thing. A lot of those would hit. You have a window where those hit, and so you're not going to want to stay up after 11, especially since they pull the plug on the communal TV. And a lot of times you have to talk with everyone else to figure out what exactly you're going to watch, which is sort of a prison-like element to it. A very nice prison, by the way, I would say. But yeah, the communal, just one giant TV. I asked if they were available
Yeah.
to talk to see current events because obviously that would be triggering, I think, for a lot of people. The world
Mm.
is not in great shape, but yeah, they can. But you also, it's like all day it's activities, some of which I'm sure you would love. I wanted to do the ropes course, but it was raining and I wasn't allowed.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know if I would like activities, but only if I was good at them. That's the other
That
thing,
tracks, yes.
especially if I'm in a vulnerable position and they're like, "Have you ever done Tai Chi?" And
What are these
sorry, I did not mean
accents?
for that to sound the way it sounded. Have
No,
you
it
ever
sounded
done
like
Tai
an
Chi?
addiction expert. Yes.
Um, as I'm like slurring my words. And I haven't. Actually, I did a little bit in high school, but if I'm trying something new and I'm not good at it, that's going to make me want to do drugs.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to feel bad about myself. The perfectionist in me is going to think I can't be good at anything, especially when I'm not on drugs. So I should just be on drugs.
This is actually starting to explain a lot about me and my behavior. Um,
Mm.
just help me find something that I'm good at, Joe, and then you'll also help my liver. Yeah, maybe I'd be good at facilitating
I
science kits for various companies.
No, I'm not referring you. I think you I mean, between your walking tours and your trivia nights, you find good trivia nights where there's a good prize reward at the end, monetary reward. I think it could be good for you.
I gotta find a place that does offer monetary rewards, and guess what? Never seen one once.
Really?
No, I don't. And half
Huh.
the time, I recall being in bars and not really getting gauging. I don't do trivia stuff that much, but not really gauging if there's any prize whatsoever. It's just the fun of competition. Um, but the guy that did it was very sweet. I think it was his second time. He was a little nervous, but he had some good ones. Like there would be at the end, there'd just be a big question. One of them was just a bunch of pictures of that Brad Pitt, and they were in different movies, and you just had to write down which movie they were. And I
Oh.
aced that one, except for the astronaut one. I forgot what that one was. Ad, by the way, Ad Astra, kids, Ad
Hmm.
Astra. But like 7 years in Tibet, a river runs through it. Even Legends of the Fall is slightly obscure for millennial types, but I just plowed through them all. But one of them was Who's Older, and it was stuff like Jennifer Aniston or Alyssa Milano, which, when you
Hmm.
think about it, is a really good one because Alyssa Milano was a child actress, but Jennifer Aniston's no spring chicken no more either. So you're juggling in your head. Well, wait a second, and there's a
I
lot of
think it's
stuff like
Jennifer
that.
Aniston, am I right?
Well, gosh. Oh, yes. Well, you are right.
Thank you.
Well, there was one that I got that was very wrong that I was extremely mad about. It was Jessica Alba versus somebody else, and by the way, that one sucked because they're. Oh, okay. So, what do you think, Jessica Alba, or Jessica Biel?
Who's older?
Yes,
Hmm. Beal.
you would have won.
Ha
I
ha.
wrote Alba, and but like that one's annoying because they're basically like a couple months apart. Um, but and then it would be like Ford and Chevy. What came out first, or like the
Yeah.
telephone in the car. What's
Well,
older?
Bill, it sounds like you're just telling us the entire evening.
Look, I'm very proud of myself.
By the way, Five Fan says playing the ukulele on drugs could be good though.
She could be. You know what? Maybe her future is being rehab entertainment. Comes in with her ukulele.
Wait, here's a thought.
You
You
don't
know
need to do
how
this to emphasize the
you
thought.
know how I have no follow through.
Hmm.
I rarely finish things. I give the bare minimum. What if I did drugs? Would I then be good at everything, finish everything? Would I
Well, they were surprisingly Adderall friendly too, and I'm like, that's an amphetamine. So that could be a drug for you. That might maybe that would be the follow through. That would help you get the follow through. A little bit of amphetamine,
just a touch.
just a tad. Yes, half a pill.
By the
Um,
way, I don't know if I ever brought this up, but the energy drink Celsius, have you heard of it? Do you ever drink those Celsius cans?
sure.
Apparently, they don't pass a drug test. There were some nurses who would take like the little paper drug test, put it in the liquid, tested positive for benzos, I think amphetamines and something
What?
else.
I'm
Yes.
hello Celsius. Boy, but that
So,
it's pretty cheap for all those fun drugs that's in them.
yeah, but like I mean, I
That's
know you don't care if you put that in your body, but gosh, as soon as I heard that, I was like, I can't drink these again.
what a party pooper. All those are good things though. I mean, that's gonna make you focused right there.
I mean, yeah, it does. It really does.
Mm, well, that was about it. There's a lot of other things that I was surprised by, but you know, I'm the one that went to a bar after rehab. But what else is going on with you aside from
Um,
making rich banks think that they're doing something for the public?
I've also been doing some catering. which I've
Nice.
actually never done before, which as a New York City actor, you would think I've been a cater waiter at some point, but I haven't. I've only ever worked in restaurants.
Hmm.
So I just joined this catering company and they do like some big ol' events, like fancy ones. So I just did one that was at the Natural History Museum.
Ah.
The reception with like past hors d'oeuvres was up by the dinosaurs, if
Ah.
they really existed.
I mean, they're
And
right in
then
front of you.
and then they moved downstairs and they had like a buffet and dance floor under the whale, which is very cool.
Was this in any way related to Ken Burns? Because I went
I
to a
don't
thing like that for Ken Burns and David McCulloch that I was a guest with
Oh,
Dave
they
before.
do tons of events
And it was
there.
under the Meet the Whale.
Tons of events happen there. I think that's how the museum makes money is just from these events.
Wow, you're giving me a flashback. I went there with Dan Bova. It was very cool to see David McCulloch get an award from Ken Burns, two just of my favorite historical people. David McCulloch's a great author. He wrote John Adams, that the HBO thing was based on. Uh, and it was me, Dad, and I sat right next to a girl that I'd had a one night stand with 15 years beforehand. And
Huh.
she was married now, and her husband was right next to there, and that was an interesting catching up session. While I'm just trying to listen to Ken Burns, and I just remember looking at him like, it's this person, and it's one of those people that I knew her a bit before something had happened, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, in one direction, Ken Burns and David McCullough talking. Above me is a giant whale,
Uh-huh.
and then there she.
Wow.
It was a night at the museum. Uh,
Did you go
that's
home
really
and
cool.
blubber? Hey, she's still got it. She's not on drugs and she's got it.
I have to say, I am impressed that your nail polish matches your shirt.
Thank you.
Pretty good. What would do you? Are you not allowed to say what the event was?
I couldn't even tell you.
Uh,
They don't
that tracks.
they don't prep me on that.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to pass hors d'oeuvres though and pass desserts and bus. I walked that day because I did my hosting gig in the morning and then my catering gig at night.
Look at you.
I walked 23,000 steps. I did
Whoa.
over 10 miles,
Wow.
which was, I mean, and I'm now at the age where I'm like, I gotta take an Advil before I go to sleep. I'm so sore. But holding these trays of food and going around, my bicep hurts so
Oh,
bad.
I get it. Yeah, that's odd. That's weird and awkward and
Yeah.
stiff and also
Yeah.
nerve wracking because you want. Obviously, my whole thing would just be worried about being spilling the whole time.
Yeah. No, I didn't do any of that, thankfully.
What's your
Um,
uniform?
uniform, I wear like a vest and a tie. I look like a little boy.
Yes, I'm picturing actually Jane Lynch and Party Down.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a very lesbian vibe to it.
Um, but then I had another job this week. Gosh, I'm just saying yes to every
I'm
opportunity for
getting
money.
jealous.
My friend is a casting director, and she was having some callback auditions, and she needed a reader like last minute. So I wasn't auditioning for these roles. In fact, I read for like a dad role for one of the things.
Nice.
But she just needs someone who can just sit in the room and make eye contact with the actor and whatever. But it was a really cool experience because I got to meet these great directors.
Oh, okay. I was trying
Um,
to think what the upside to this would be.
yeah, I got to who like haven't seen me before or heard me read before, so that's nice. And I got to read with actors. One of them, this was for a Zoom callback. I don't want to overshare, but the show The Pit that I'm obsessed with,
Yes.
one of the actors from that show was reading, and I got to read with them. It was so cool. They were
What?
auditioning, and I got to do a scene with them.
But wait, if he's already been hired, then why is he doing this?
Okay, the show is on hiatus,
Uh huh.
and this is for a play.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't putting two together. I thought
Yeah,
these
yeah,
were
yeah.
different projects. One of them was the pit, and they were auditioning for a person. I completely misread this. All right, I see.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess there was little to no time for you to ask them about plot points and stuff like that, huh?
No, I'm not allowed to speak, okay, unless I
Aside
am
from
saying the
right,
lines.
right. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know how regular these things happen, but Harrison Ford famously was asked by George Lucas, who Harrison Ford was in the middle of. He was an architect slash actor. He was in
Yes.
American Graffiti. Harrison Ford. I mean, George Lucas didn't want to cast the same actors twice, and he was casting for this little movie called Star Wars. And he asked Harrison Ford if he wouldn't mind doing the exact same thing you're doing and just do reads for some of the actors auditioning. And more, all these people kept whispering in his ear, this guy's the perfect Han Solo. I think half the time
Mm.
he would be Han Solo, but he'd be different characters too. And after a while, George Lucas finally listened to them. And from there, you get the next two movies, you get Indiana Jones, you get everything Harrison Ford. So what I'm trying to say, Joe, is you are Harrison Ford.
Wow.
Mm.
One day,
Or
I
you're
could
just going to
play a
be
young man who falls in love with his sister.
I mean, you
That is
no,
that the plot?
that was Luke Skywalker, and that's not an overwhelming really big part of the plot. Okay, it's just maybe he kissed her, but they're just
I
comfortable
don't
being
know. I
brother and
can't get it
sister.
out of my head. So,
That's your kink. Oh, another great game show. Aside from I like bar trivia too, but that's your kink, and I just look at people and decide what their kink is.
ooh, yeah. Are you asking what mine is, or you're saying you know what
No,
mine is?
I'm talking about. I would ask other people's, like people that are actually human.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. And by the way, yours is mukbang. We've established this.
Yeah,
Well, it's not sexual.
I've been watching less though lately.
Well, you've
I'm
been
just
very busy.
I have been very busy and I'm just very much into the gambling slots,
Mm.
those videos.
This is your addiction. Only you would have a gambling addiction that just involves watching other people gamble.
Yeah.
No money issues.
It's literally
No
the
real risk.
safest one there is.
That's why I'm saying only you.
And I get that dopamine hit. You
How?
know, it's not so different from when people watch other people play video games,
Another thing that I have a very hard time understanding, but yes.
or like I don't know, the Masters. People watched people play golf. So I watch people play a machine with beautiful graphics and dinging sounds.
By the way, let's see if you get this. None of the people got this. My team name at a golf club was Lacey Underalls. No one got it.
You think I know golf?
But you know Caddyshack. The
Not
hot
really.
babe in Caddyshack, Lacey
You made
Underalls.
me do one scene from it, and that's all I know.
I don't, and also you play what? Not to stay on topic, you played a boy. But yeah, she has a certain zest for life. Just doing Ted Knight describing her.
Did you do that to everyone when they asked what your name was?
A lot of people didn't really want to talk to me. I
Ah,
think some of it was the gloating. They probably saw me drinking out of this for about an hour.
yeah.
It was a mixture of this. The heckling, I don't think they appreciated. And
Also, were they like, he walked here, he's a drifter?
what if they didn't? Oh, I forgot about this part. You just reminded me. So I'm leaving. It's like 8:30, now almost 9. It's dark, and they're just these roads with nothing. And so you're walking blind. And so I'm walking out. I wonder if they thought I was a hustler. I see two of these guys that were at the bar. They look like friendly types. I'm like, hey guys, just about 2 miles away. I'm staying at Airbnb. And anyway, I could just maybe hitch a ride for
You are
as
now their
far as you're
story
going.
to their friends. They're like, yo, we almost got murdered last night.
It was two of them. If anything, they were going to murder me. But they're like,
Mm,
that's the only thing worse than me asking that. No, man. Nah, yeah, can't do it. Didn't really even give me a reason. I was like,
yeah.
with my stupid. Oh no, I didn't have my backpack because you're not allowed to bring that in the fucking rehab. But yeah, just me sitting there like, cool, 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 and then off into the darkness I go.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I didn't even have my bar trivia trophy with me. Ugh, if I'd had that, no amount of bad weather or lack of a car would hurt me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you have working legs.
Oh, apart from yours, mine are pretty stiff too, man. I did some
No,
walking.
no, no, no. I'm just
Oh,
saying it's like I forget what comedian does this bit, but
Oh.
when the escalator is like broken or it's not working, and so it's just stairs.
Yes.
And it's like, sorry for the convenience. Here's a set of stairs. I'm not doing that joke justice, but
It sounds familiar. I almost feel as if I've seen that. Well, I got a quick one for you. Or are we already? How are we doing on time here? You're the boss.
um I don't know. I can't see what time is it. I mean, we can do about 10 more minutes. I
I
don't know
got
if
it.
anyone has questions or things they want to like.
I
We're
can't.
live, so
And killing it. Maybe we should just do some bar trivia. Well, we have a
um
graphic that maybe it's
a
too.
graphic I can't show.
No, that's what I was saying. I was going to describe it because you can't show it. Um, but maybe this is too grim. Do you remember my Nobody's in New York? It's just I've never seen a headline like this in my entire life.
Oh no, this is a sad story.
It is unbelievable. All right, we won't do that one. I have a
Yeah.
bathroom one.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to the people. Let's see who's live. I'm seeing a lot of things here. Yes, I know that Garrett and Steve are oh, Chrissy Mare's boobs. Hi. Garrett and Steve are also streaming right now. Yes, we didn't have a lot of option for streaming time today due
I
to
blame me. That's my
Bill
fault.
and
For being a good friend, Joe.
we're supposed to have something up by Tuesday morning. I needed something that I didn't have to edit. So you're welcome.
I
Also,
don't like
for
the
the
attitude.
people, Texan is asking about Rumble. Y'all would have to explain that to me because
We
here's
are
the
very
thing.
bad when it comes to this.
I am barely caring about this. So for me to then research and figure out how to do another thing, I don't I don't know. I don't know. But of course we love that you're watching here, so thanks.
Thank you very much for that. The only thing I know about Rumble is that Muhammad Ali would say it a lot. I'm not good at things.
Yeah, no, Bill is not responsible for any of this at all. Hi,
No.
Keanu. You two gorgeous
Aw,
people.
thanks,
That's very
cute.
sweet.
I miss you
Um,
already.
thank you. Gosh, I'm gorgeous in my flannel. Keanu,
She said
speaking of
two.
gorgeous, when we were last on Garrett and Steve, they showed a very nice picture of Bill in your either bra or bikini, and it was very becoming on him.
We looked like a scene in Weird Science. Another reference that I suppose you won't get, but yes,
No,
no,
but I
that was.
laughed anyway.
I've never felt I've never felt more like me. Um, yeah, I miss them. They've got to go. I'll tell you what, they have Gino and Keanu have commandeered some of the equipment that I apparently Drew has been hoarding at our old studios, and they have got quite the professional looking setup over at their Harlem based studio these days.
Um, I
I
have a
mean,
professional setup. I have a microphone. I don't know if y'all can see this, but oh, look at all this. This is a soundboard. Wow, look at what I'm doing. Bill, even if I gave it to you, you wouldn't use it.
I thought you were. I was waiting for you to mention the poo trophy.
Well, I do also have the poo trophy.
From this distance, it just looks like a very invasive butt plug. And you wouldn't be able to bring that into the reality.
Is that the point?
Maybe.
Boop.
Goop. It's ribbed for your pleasure.
Leo says Joe is gorgeous, Bill not so much. Well,
I
that's
mean, you
just
could have just
rude,
said Joe is
Leo.
gorgeous. It's
Keep it
like,
coming.
wasn't asking. But who do you think's better at bar trivia? Eh? Eh?
Yeah,
Mm?
I once did with a friend friends trivia.
Oh, you should have killed it then.
No.
What?
No. And that's what's like infuriating because I know a lot about that show. I've watched it so many times and so did my friends. So we thought certainly. No, they were asking the most obscure, like just for the sake of being a little shit. Like, let's
There's a lot of that.
really
Yeah.
show these people who's not boss. So I think that just really turned me off to trivia in general.
That is very on brand. I don't know why I'm plugging other people's projects, but Whitney Cummings is now doing, I believe, a Friends game show based on all things Friends.
Really?
And I know you like game shows, and apparently you like Friends.
I do. Wait, she was recently on, oh, Kelly Clarkson's talk show.
Yes.
And I think because I just saw the clip on either TikTok or Instagram, and she was talking about a video of Kelly singing that went viral. And Whitney was just like really over the top. Now, that's not typically something I criticize because I'm the same way, but it was almost to a point where I was like, I don't know if the audience knows who she is because they didn't seem nearly as excited
I
about
told
her as she was. Like it was strange.
I told you I hate listening to her podcast.
Do you actually listen to each one?
Not all of them. I can
Wow.
go through months. You know what? This is not in any way an addiction to stay on brand. But yeah, it's just she's a lot, man. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't like the Friends thing for that reason alone.
Yeah, maybe.
And
But
she wears like you know old looking 50s t-shirts of like wolves and
mm,
dolphins and things like that. And sometimes she'll have pink hair to the point where people were worried about her mental health for a while during COVID. I wish we could edit all of that out. I'm realizing that I do listen to a lot of these. But I haven't not watched the Friends thing yet. Can't emphasize that enough.
well, now so many of these comics and hosts are doing game shows. Colin Jost with Pop Culture
You've made
Jeopardy.
me want to see that
Yeah,
your review.
it would only help your trivia game moving
Seriously,
forward.
yeah.
Um,
I actually
Now
do
with
kind of.
her, I feel like I saw someone else recently is about to have a game show. I just
Oh,
want the
there's a lot of them.
classics. That's
I know
it.
you do. Well, it's if you're not watching penny slots on a loop, you're straight to the game show network.
Wait, do you think that's why I liked the show Card Shark so much?
I like sharks.
Because
I'm
it's
in.
just like it's a card game. It's like gambling. Is it going to be higher or lower?
Well, how about let's make a deal? Price is Right to a certain extent. I mean, there's elements of that. I guess not as
Yeah.
much as card sharks,
I
but I
guess I
assume.
just find real comfort in that because it's nostalgic for me. I guess that is somehow linked to my childhood trauma and or
This is.
success.
Are you about to plug a fake book? You don't have the graphic.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, Micah, wait, this is funny. Keanu has a suggestion for us. Bill needs sound and Joe needs a bicycle on the wall. Oh, wait, Joe doesn't need that at all. Thank
uh,
you.
I apologize for the sound, guys. Is this a little better? I'm just like really close to the snowball now. Maybe I'll just do this.
Yeah, but when you get close to the mic, don't then bring your voice down like that and talk to a story like that.
Someone's afraid of sexy. But
It's not sexy if we can't hear you.
actually, a lot of people would say just the opposite. All right, God, and everyone complains about how loud I am. This must be a really bad snowball. And I used to make great snowballs, just as good as my bar trivia. Uh,
Wait, like the shaved ice?
sure, I don't know.
Oh, see, guys, I don't do drugs.
No, I wasn't
Was
talking
that a
about an
drug
eight
reference?
ball. No.
Oh.
I'm from the Midwest. We make actual snowballs and throw them at each other.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And then when you didn't have any, you threw bricks. I forgot. I forgot.
Yeah, I had some problems. Or those cars did. um, well, what else do you guys? I did see comments and now I can't because I'm a horrible person.
It's just a lot of Joanne is the best. We really love her and appreciate her. She does so much for you, Bill. Yep, I'm seeing a lot of that. Yep,
Suspect. Well, I'll have to take your word for it.
as you should. All right. Any Bill's chair makes me feel sad,
My
says Johnny.
chair.
Huh.
Oh, my lazy boy. Oh, there's a
Oh,
little. I may or may not have some pets here with me right now. So, guys, I don't normally have the pink thing on there. I usually have a
okay.
nice blanket to cover the big hole in it. So I guess that is sad. Well, what do you got, Joe?
I guess I will finish up with
Oh, I have a quick thing. This Friday, the usual Bowery Boys walks. You can see it on BoweryBoysWalks.com. Mine is the Turtle Bay tour, easy to find. Lauren Savant will be there. So there you go.
Oh,
That
nice.
come for her, tolerate me.
And now for my segment.
Good. You didn't have it before, so that's good.
Thank you so much. But see, now I don't know how to remove it, so I'll have to use this. Thank you. I have started watching, it's an old show, The West Wing.
Yeah. Everyone with The West Wing.
I have seen some episodes. Like as I'm watching it, I'm like, but I know what happens. So I've seen some of it, but I'm like actively watching from the beginning. And man, for an actor, it's a great thing to watch. That Aaron Sorkin walk and talk, the fast pace. It's all so good. But something Douglas said was a big criticism, and now I can't not see it, is the lighting is so bad in the show. There are moments where you just can't see people like at all.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. All right, let me see if we have any last minute things. Oh, wow. 5 fan. Joanne is the best. We really love her and appreciate her.
And?
No. I'm just showing proof that it was said before. Thank you, 5fan.
But I think he was trying to finish his thought about me.
All right. Well, I know you all hate YouTube and Bill's sound, but if you like me, subscribe to our channel, become a member, download and listen on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Bill and Joe. I think that's
Send us money so Joe can afford a bike to put on her wall.
I'm okay. I have too many guitars. It won't fit. It won't fit on the wall.
That's why you picked the ukulele. It was the only
I
one that
play all of these.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't at all.
Thank you all for joining us live. We appreciate.
Sorry to Garrett and Steve. We didn't think it through. God, cut into our business.
No, I thought it through. I just
didn't care.
It's the only time. This is the only time I have acting class tomorrow night. Sorry, guys.
I've been playing Trains and Automobiles, man. I've been all over the place.
All right, bye, y'all. Oh, wait, I have an outro. Damn it. I should have had that ready. Bye.
Do the clapping.
I'm sure glad that's over.
That's all for this episode of Morning with Bill and Joanne.
I wasn't even listening. I was listening to podcasts.
Shut up, Bill.
Subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you get podcasts.
Yeah, I wasn't listening either.
Very nice, Joanne. Touche.
For videos of this and other episodes, go to @MorningBillAndJoe on YouTube.
Bill, put the sword down.
Run, Joanne, run!
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would do it for you. Okay, that's a lie.
I never liked your show.
Sorry, wasn't listening. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Keep your side open while recording on balloons. I'm so fucking jealous of the Museum of Natural History.